Yeah, I hear about this a lot. Like food bloggers, I've heard about people doing that. Like a write-off restaurant stuff.
If you were a blogger and you had a legitimate YouTube channel on a legitimate website where you were actually generating some type of revenue from, either from ad revenue or maybe you have a paid newsletter or something like that, and you actually have legitimate revenue coming from it, then yeah, you could write off your dinners going to restaurant. Now, of course, I don't think you could get away with writing off your Big Mac combo meal if you're a food blogger, because I doubt you're going to do a blog post about a Big Mac combo meal. But if you go to a Michelin star restaurant and you intend to write about that restaurant and review them, then I don't see why you could write off the dinner in that case, because that wouldn't be a legitimate business expense. But writing off all of your meals, I don't think you get away with that, because the probability is you're not going to write a review for every restaurant you eat at for every meal you eat. Just like anything else, if I have a meeting and I want to write off the expenses related to that meeting, I need to document the meeting and the purpose of the meeting. So if I were a food blogger and I'm going to this Michelin star restaurant and I write a blog about it, it'd be pretty legitimate. But then tomorrow when I go to brunch with my buddies and I have no intention about writing a blog about that brunch spot, I think you'd have a hard time writing that off. I mean, can you write it off? Sure, you can write off anything you want until you get audited, but you better have the justification and the documentation with the auditor when it comes time to proving that brunch was a legitimate business expense. But if you got audited and you had the documentation that your dinner at the Michelin star restaurant was for a blog, and then the next day you went to brunch with your buddies, you weren't writing a blog post about that, I would say that would put into question a lot of your other write-offs with the auditor, and they'd probably want to dig a bit deeper. It might be a big red flag to the auditor.